Facilities that make this program possible are provided by the City of Highland Park. Programs are produced independently by members of the community. The City of Highland Park is not affiliated with the following program or the producers of public access programming and is not responsible for the content. The following program does not reflect the opinions of the City of Highland Park.
Welcome to Chill Out. I'm Pam Chill, and today's program is about restorative yoga and better balance. And I'm very thrilled today to have on my program two wonderful, experienced fitness educators. I'm going to start with Lisa, welcome, and Marion, we will get to you as well. Lisa Hamilton, do you mind if I read a little short bio on you? Okay, you have a very long bio, but I'll condense it for you. So you're certified group fitness instructor and personal trainer. You were the fitness supervisor at the Recreation Center here in Highland Park.
Yes.
Lisa develops and oversees a robust 112-class group exercise program, which includes 28 active older adult classes and 9 aqua aerobic classes. Lisa has more than 25 years experience in fitness program design and development, fitness management, group class instruction, and training. She particularly enjoys serving the 50-plus active adult community by offering programs that benefit seniors, cardiovascular and emotional health, as well as strengthening the skeletal and immune systems. So welcome, Lisa.
Thank you so much,
thank
Pam.
you. And Marion, I'm just going to do a brief bio of you, and then we'll
Okay.
get started.
Okay.
Okay, Marion McNair, MATC, MFA, has worked with sound and vibrational healing for over 25 years, and you have produced 4 CDs which complement your teaching. Marion, you has been on the program before.
Yes,
and
thanks,
I'm so
Pam.
delighted to have you back.
Thank you.
Thank you. Marion has also taught and studied many forms of yoga for over 30 years. Currently, she teaches gentle yoga, restorative yoga, better balance, and yoga for osteoporosis at the Highland Park Recreational Center. She encourages participants to listen to their own body while practicing yoga safely and emphasizes balance, strength, and alignment for better health and wellness. Her wellness presentations combine her extensive yoga background with the fundamentals of the ancient healing art of crystal bowl vibrational sound therapy. Marion leads group and private yoga and sound healing classes, as well as presenting workshops on the science of vibrational sound healing. Marion presents these events to women's groups, ceremonies, and different celebrations. So I'm so excited to have you both. So where do we start with? There are so many different types of yoga out there. It's almost like a flavor yoga of the month that I see. So tell me, who initiates all these different steps and progressions of different yogas, and how do you implement them? If you want to start out with that, please jump in, either one of you.
I think basically the market really kind of starts the new flavor of the month. There's shortcuts in achieving what used to take years and years of study and practice. Marion can tell us about how did yoga start and where has it gone now with these flavors of the month?
I would say yoga has changed so much since I started it, when the dinosaurs started, in the dinosaurs world. But it really has become so different and much more specialized. That's why we're doing gentle. We do a gentle class, a restorative class, a balance class. Or Lisa, also, we have classes at the Rec Center for Vinyasa flow, many different types of yoga that are more athletic. So now it's more specialized, and so people can find something that works right for them.
Now, what would be considered gentle yoga?
Okay, gentle yoga is generally for people who are either starting off in yoga, who need a gentler, lighter practice, who can get on and off the floor. That's kind of paramount, that someone can go to the floor and come on up. can you give us some examples of some of the people that come to your class seeking a gentler practice?
Yeah, and people maybe that even have injuries that are coming back after they've been gone for a while. They feel like they can't just jump right into a more vigorous yoga class. They'll start in a gentle way. And we use props like the blanket there. We'll use different things to support the body, the knees, the shoulders.
Now, the knees are very important in yoga.
Yeah, right.
Very important.
Absolutely.
And we have to
shoulders as well. So
strengthen-
people
we
have
have to
different shoulder
strengthen
injuries
them.
and knee injuries,
Right,
especially when you
right.
deal with the population, the 50 plus. By then you
Right.
will have experienced that. Okay.
Right.
And how would restorative yoga, who would be a good candidate for that?
Anybody that needs to relax. So it teaches us how to kind of stay with our breath and hold poses for longer. And it's a really nice way to end the day. Really good way to end the day.
So does that encompass more stretching exercises?
Yeah, holding the poses 3 to 5 minutes. Very and going into your breath and moving slowly.
Okay. And better balance?
Better balance is really designed for anyone who is kind of struggling a little bit with balance, even to the point where they're not comfortable getting down on the floor or up off the floor because they're afraid they're going to lose their balance. And so what we do is we do a class that really works on balance either independently, which we'll show you in a few minutes some examples, or we also have a ballet bar where people can be assisted that way.
Oh, that's
And
wonderful.
so we're able to do everything in a balance class in a standing format. We strengthen the core, we strengthen the lower body. We basically get people to be able to function better in life as their balance gets better and they are more comfortable and more confident doing everyday tasks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, are there any restrictions that certain ailments would not be?
We always ask
Beneficial
people
to-
before they start an exercise program, regardless of age, to always check with your physician.
Right.
Because basically we are certified, educated instructors that are there to guide. But we are the guide, we are not the boss of your own body. And so you are in charge of your own body. And before coming in, always check with a physician. Make sure that this is appropriate for you. And a lot of times they may say, absolutely, go to the class, but I do want to give you this one modification. For example, we'll be talking in a few minutes about yoga with osteoporosis. And depending on how severe the osteoporosis is, there may be some physicians that may encourage their patients really not to avoid spinal twisting or other things. So it's important to check with your physician, come on in, always let your instructor know of any sort of mobility or modifications you need instruction with, and then we'll be there to help you along.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you see the most of right now? I mean, as far as the classes, do you see more of restorative or people needing balance, or people probably take a combination of the above as well?
Right. Well, I think that the thing about being a community organization is that we are really here, our motivation is to serve all sorts of people in our community. So you can find a yoga boutique studio on every corner that is going to do their brand of athletic, vigorous yoga. And what we try to do, while offering a lot of things such as vinyasa flow and power yoga, just like every boutique studio does, we're also catering and encouraging people that maybe that isn't their cup of tea. They need a little bit more help because they have worth too, and they deserve to be ministered to. And so what we're seeing is people who have let their fitness go, or maybe their health issues have compromised their fitness and their endurance just from being able to do things in everyday life. They come on in, they first of all get to know people. There's a tremendous social aspect to working out in a community center. And we enjoy getting to know people by name, getting to know their personalities, and they enjoy getting to know each other. And so you find yourself in an unintimidating atmosphere where you're not at the back of the room trying to figure out what to do. Instead, you're at the front of the room feeling confident and encouraged by not only the instructor, but everyone around you.
Oh, that is so great to hear. Now, what I would love to do, if it's all right with you, I would love a demonstration. If you'd be so kind as to
Absolutely.
provide that for us.
I'm going to take my jacket
Okay,
off.
and
All right.
then we'll kind of like narrate. So you can
Okay.
tell us what we're doing, Marion, while Lisa does the actual demonstration. I'm going to let you go over here.
Okay.
All righty.
Do we want to start standing for some better balance?
Do.
Okay.
Let's start with balance.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
So I have socks on, but Lisa is smart and she's barefoot, which is much better. But you can also do it with shoes on. We're just going to start by lifting our right leg up. We can bring our arms out to the side. And if you want to hold on to a wall, let's say, or a balance bar, and we're going to switch legs. And it really is helpful. You can go to the left side, Lisa. We're going to focus on one place that doesn't move. And if this is difficult, even just lifting your toe up off the floor, down and up, just to know it's there, is a really good way to start. So one of the things that happens is transferring weight is where we fall, right? That's where we fall. So we can practice and lift the leg behind us. We're flying.
Yay.
And we can go to the other side, and we're just transferring our weight so that our legs are getting stronger too. So we're really working on, and especially as we get older, we lose muscle mass.
I
So-
just want to interject. Does somebody have like a stronger side? If you're right-handed, you have a right side or
And
left?
that happens. So always
Uh-huh.
start on your weak side first.
Okay.
But
So
yeah.
we as human beings all have muscular imbalances, and
Right.
sometimes we don't even realize it until we start an exercise. So because we are human beings, our job through exercise is just to minimize those balances, but knowing that they exist and that it's okay.
Right. All right. So we're going to pretend we're picking diamonds up off the floor. So we're
Thank
going to
goodness.
I know.
If you find any,
My
chime
kind of
in.
class.
So we're going to come into a squat, and we're going to put our elbows on our thighs, and we're going to lengthen our back. That's beautiful. And now we're going to pick the diamonds up. So this would be an example. If we were at home, we're really using our legs rather than our back. And we're going to press our feet down. And now we're going to start to come up. We're going to bring our arms over our head, press into the feet, lift up, and let's look up and take a big breath. And we'll bring our arms down. That feels pretty good, doesn't it?
Does.
Okay.
And I've got a diamond.
At least a few. Let's come down to the mat.
Okay.
All right.
All righty.
Which way would you like me to face, Marion?
That's perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect. You're going to come on your back, and we're going to do something that we would do in gentle yoga class. So first of all, we're going to bring the knees to the chest, make some circles, release the low back, take some big breaths, and let's take our knees over to the right, all the way down to the floor, or if they don't come to the floor, you can put a block or something like that under them. And then she's twisting her chest to the other side, taking some big breaths, letting the shoulder relax. Don't you want to just get down there with her too?
If there were a little bit more room, I would.
I don't know. You could fit on this table there, Pam. All right. We're going to go to the other side. So exhaling up, over to the other side, and then she's looking over her right shoulder. And she's really happy because it feels so good to breathe.
Absolutely.
Your diaphragm is just happy. Your whole body's happy. And then we're going to bring our knees back up. And let's put your feet down, Lisa. And now feet are hip width apart, so we have a nice solid base. And she's going to lift up her hips and put the block underneath her where it's comfortable. It's underneath her sacrum. And you have to kind of know where that is, but it basically feels comfortable. And now she's going to bring her arms, unless your arms are happy. Are your arms happy there?
They're happy with any instruction you want to give me, Marion.
So the good thing about this pose is the breathing is really nice. Long, slow breaths start to help the parasympathetic nervous system, and we start to calm down, and it feels so good. And that starts to get into meditation, which we all need a little bit more of. So she's just going to, normally in a class, we would do this for a little bit longer.
And when would you be meditating?
At the very end.
Oh, okay.
At the very end, I bring in the crystal bowl, and we do that for the last 5 or 10 minutes of class. So now Lisa, I know she's so zoned out now, she's not going to want to get up. But she's going to lift her hips, take the block out, roll over to her right side, and then she's going to come on up. Really good. Okay. And are we still doing okay on time?
We are.
We
yes.
are. Okay. Just making sure. So we're going to sit crisscross applesauce.
Okay.
Okay. And we're going to take a little twist to the right or to the left. Doesn't matter. We're going to lengthen the spine. Her shoulders are rolling down. She's really happy breathing. And then she's going to go gently to the other side.
Now, should you maintain like a posture that
Yes.
even if you, let's say you are more hunched or whatever, and you tend to gravitate, you know, if you do build up your back or your
Right.
shoulders, then you should always maintain a more erect
Yes.
spot.
Always,
posture.
because the spine is always lengthening and we're moving the limbs, but really the spine wants to be longer and stronger, because we are really strengthening the bones. Now, should we do something for what we do in yoga for osteoporosis? Maybe we should do that.
Absolutely.
Oh, so we can have a demonstration of that. Would be yes.
Yeah, okay, so Lisa's going to straighten her legs out, and we're going to work on a forward fold. So she's going to flex her feet, and we're going to put the strap around her feet. And she's going to hold onto the strap and press the femur bones, press the thighs down in the floor, roll the shoulders down as she sits up. You're going to sit up a little straighter. That's it. There. So we're building up strength in our core by doing this.
That's a tension exercise.
Yeah, but it's the opposing muscle groups. So the hamstrings are stretching, the quads are strengthening. Look at that. That is beautiful.
Thank you, Marion.
So if she feels comfortable, she could start to hinge forward, but her spine is going to stay long. That is perfect. And she might not go very far. That's all right. And she's still pressing her legs into the floor and taking another couple of breaths. So in yoga for osteoporosis, just like Lisa was saying before, we really aren't doing a lot of spinal twists. We're really strengthening our quads and all of our muscles to strengthen the bones. Good job.
One of the nice things about yoga for osteoporosis also is that it enables students to be on either 2 or 4 of their appendages. And the more appendages that you're on, for example, both being on your hands
Right.
and your legs, the more bone mass you have the
Right.
potential to build.
Right.
Oh,
So that's why
that's very informative.
that's why yoga is very, very much encouraged for people with at least osteopenia and osteoporosis, because it enables them to build this bone mass back up.
How about work with scoliosis? Do you-
There are different restrictions that come with scoliosis. Have you had somebody in your class recently with scoliosis?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so you'd have to ask your doctor, but generally, you know, it's the twisting of the spine, and it would be supported maybe by that blanket if we were lying down so she could breathe. So let's do a little example. So Lisa, I'm going to put this underneath your spine. And I'm going to roll this up like a Tootsie Roll, but I'm going to have you come the other way. So you're going to sit up for a second. You're going to put this under the scapula. Okay. That's it. And you're going to put your head all the way down. Now I'm going to put this underneath your head. How is that?
Yes. So this, for somebody with scoliosis, makes the terrain equal now.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So does it feel comfortable?
It feels great. And I don't have scoliosis, but it feels
But it
terrific.
supports you,
It's
and we're
supporting.
breathing.
And that's what our props do, is that they make these positions attainable for people that have to do modifications. So it's yoga can be for everybody. It doesn't
Yeah,
just have to
that's
be
right.
for someone who is already athletic and wants a very vigorous, heart pumping practice. It's for everybody.
What about the emotional component too that's involved?
The emotional component, lots of studies have shown that actually yoga attends so much to the spiritual wellness of people. And so studies have shown that anxiety and depression can be decreased with ongoing yoga practice as well as meditation.
Right. And the endorphins, you know, from breathing deeply like this, like
Absolutely.
you were just doing, it's opening the chest, it's releasing all this in here. So it's relaxing everything. So our nervous system is helped, which is a really important component of depression too,
Exactly.
of releasing all of that. Guided meditation helps too. The sound meditation, all of that helps.
What if somebody has difficulty focusing on meditation? You know, you're supposed to meditate and,
Right.
and be in this, you know, serene place, and
right.
meanwhile you're thinking of your shopping list or, you know, laundry
That's going to happen.
your mind keeps going. How do you
Yeah.
get back to that
That's
point?
the challenge. That's the challenge.
That's the practice, and it is a practice just like all the things that we're doing, except it's going on inside of us. We don't even know it's going on, but our shopping list is always going on. But I'd say the breath, breathing in, breathing out, just following the breath. We have that tool with us all the time, our breath. So that's a helpful thing.
And there's such thing as mental stamina as well as physical stamina. So the same way that someone begins to walk and then may begin to jog and then over a course of time can run, someone can learn to focus from 10 seconds to 15 seconds to 3 minutes for an entire class. And as they focus more and more, the reward is there because they leave class feeling much more relaxed and less anxious. And just sometimes just refreshed.
Because we live such busy lives. I mean, there
Right.
isn't much of
Lives.
an outlet
Right.
to that release
Right.
of, you
Right.
know, to incorporate
Right.
your busy life and to still be able to do that.
Right.
Now, do you think that people do better on practicing yoga on their own or in a class environment?
Definitely in a classroom, I think.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Yoga is a format that you can really, really potentially injure yourself if you're not in the right position. And so it's important to have an instructor, a yogini such as Marian, who is there watching where your shoulders are, watching where your hip is aligned, where your knee is, and then also kind of guiding you and adjusting you physically. We do all of that. We do teaching through 3 ways. Verbally, we do it by modeling, and we do it by hands adjusting. But the most important thing that we want your viewers to take away today is that it is for everybody.
Yeah.
It is not,
It is.
you come as you are. When you come to the
Yeah.
community center, our recreation center, you come as you are. The hardest thing to do is to walk in the door. After that, it is an
That's right.
unintimidating, welcoming center where almost no one doesn't have something going on with them physically, mentally, or emotionally. That's what being a human being is. And what we do is we kind of
We
work
have to
through
embrace
those
our
things
differences.
together.
We do.
Right.
We do.
Exactly.
And if we need a slight modification, that's fine. And you
Exactly.
know, and then people are not as intimidated if they were going to, you know, a fancy yoga studio,
Exactly.
or, you know,
Right.
a different part of Chicago
Right.
or whatever.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And getting back to your point about meditation and being able to meditate, it really helps to do the yoga, the physical part, in order to come into the meditation. So it really helps to move the body and follow the breath as you're moving, and then be able to be still. Otherwise, the body needs to stretch and move, and all of the things that are going on inside the scenes.
I see you do a lot of work with like tension and resistance. Are you also doing work with small weights?
We could in yoga for osteoporosis. It can be recommended, but the stuff that we're doing, honestly, we are doing a lot of strengthening. We don't need to do that, because if you're doing a standing pose and you're pressing your leg down and up, you're going to get so much quad work.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
And quad, core work. How long does it take someone to notice the improvement and the mobility?
I think it varies, anything from 4 weeks to 6 months.
Well, 4 weeks is a very short amount of
Right,
time. to
depending on
notice
where you're
improvement,
starting
yes.
and what your goal is. But once again, instead of using free weights or using other resistance equipment, one of the things that's trending in fitness and wellness now is using body weight as our resistance. It's called functional strength training.
Right.
It's what we do in life. Most people do not walk down the street with bicep curls unless they really want to do something with their shopping bag.
You can do a plank.
Right. But we are trying to functionally build everything so that it's balanced and so that we can basically conduct our lives in a healthy, positive, safe way.
That's right.
No, that is so true. I mean, because the young mom that you'll see her, taking one baby
Right.
here, and then what I mean.
The groceries in one arm.
The groceries in one
Right.
arm, right? But to incorporate it into your daily living and the
Right.
tension and the resistance.
Right. It's a healthy, positive way to do it. And we are at the Recreation Center every day, hopefully encouraging people
That's
to
right.
come out, come visit us,
Oh,
come
yes,
meet people.
absolutely. Especially with
And,
the summer coming, and
Right.
we can.
Sure.
Yeah. Do you have any classes ever outside as well?
Yes, we do, especially during our break. We have some other classes that we haven't touched on as much, but the beauty of our facility is we have everything from walking to some light cardio classes. In the summer, we do some strength classes outside. We do some classes at the beach.
Beach
The
yoga.
Rosewood Interpretive
Beach
Center
yoga.
Beach
How does
yoga.
the sand interact with that?
has
Oh.
well, we have a deck.
It's
Oh, okay.
beautiful down there.
Yeah. And so we're 100 feet from Lake
Yeah.
Michigan, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really fun to be out in nature, really doing,
Yeah.
you
It's
know,
a beautiful
really
place.
doing some stewardship to your body. Really
Yeah,
taking
that's right.
this gift that we've all been given and nurturing it and taking
Yeah.
care of it.
That's right.
Absolutely. Do you find a lot of people exercised when they were much younger, like 20s, teens, 30s?
Sure.
Sometimes.
And then, there's this 20, 30-year gap that,
Life got
Yes.
in the way.
right,
They were
life got
doing
in the
it-
way,
Yeah.
and now they, especially if they're early retirement or they're
Right.
just,
Right.
empty nesters, they have more time to really focus on themselves.
It's
Right.
either that, it's either the focus, or all of a sudden a health issue.
That's
so
it.
whatever the motivation is,
Yeah.
walk in the door, take that time to take
Right.
care of yourself. And then you can
Absolutely.
take care of everyone else.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, everybody talks about, the medical profession, the opioid crisis. Do you think that all of this can take relief of painkillers? I mean, to have less painkillers, go into yoga.
Oh, I do.
something like that.
Yes.
Go into meditation instead of medication.
It's certainly not going to hurt. I think, once again, always following your physician's orders
Absolutely.
is smart. But so many of these things, especially with medical guidelines prior to walking in, can only help you. They can only help you, and that's what we're
Right.
here to do, is to help others.
And you
Right.
too have shown that you are so knowledgeable and so personalized.
We love
yoga.
what we
I
do.
mean, this is what
Right.
you do. It's not
Right.
just you walk into a class
Right.
and you're one of 100 people, and you have to follow the lead, and then if you can't, that's it.
Right.
So everything is a personalized, styled
That's right.
program, which is very good.
Right.
Yes. So I thank you so much for appearing on my
Thank
program.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
Thank
Yeah.
you, and thank you for all of your demonstrations. We have Marion here, and if you say there's one thing that people should concentrate on, what do you think that would be?
Breath.
Breath.
I was going to say the same thing.
Ah.
The same thing.
Can you give a short demonstration, and we probably will go out on that, of just how, breathing, how should someone get
Really
that?
focusing internally on breathing in
Mm-hmm.
and then out.
I think we take it for
And we
granted.
can do that at night.
We
We can
do.
do that anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's releasing the belly. So the belly, there are 3 parts. So it's here, here, and here. So if you're breathing in, then breathing in, then breathing in, exhaling out in those 3 places.
Will relax you in a mental or a physical
Yeah.
situation.
Right, then we will work on